I don't know if you've experienced this, but I talk to a lot of women. I've experienced it myself. This morning dread, where you wake up in the morning and you just feel this weight of, I don't know how I'm going to do the day, and I've got these hard things to deal with. And this is a very real thing. In fact, I was looking it up, and about 300 million people globally experience this kind of anxiety.
Morning heaviness.
Yes, just this, oh, how am I going to deal with this day?
A few weeks ago, author and speaker Connie Sokol introduced us to that phrase, morning dread. She described it as a heaviness you feel when your alarm clock goes off. And it was sort of one of those, hey, me too moments, since it's a daily experience for many, which sparked today's topic, how to wake up happy, because there has to be a solution to that, right? Life coach Tiffany Peterson is going to tell us. Great to see you, sister.
Hi, friend.
So you say how we start our day shapes our day, which sort of underscores this need to channel the right energy from the second our eyes open.
Yeah. The concept, way we start our day shapes our day. It's like the rudder on a ship. It's going to steer it. It's going to influence it. And it's not to say, I like to look at our day in like 4 quarters, like a sports analogy, is even if you have a rough first quarter, you can recover. It's just much harder to recover than starting out very intentionally of, I'm going to direct this ship. I'm going to direct my mind. I'm going to direct my body. I'm going to direct my spirit. I'm going to be a more intentional creator of my day. It's so much easier, and it just puts your day on the different track.
So what does an intention look like? If I'm setting an intention to begin my day, to start my day, to kick off that first quarter right, what does that look like?
Well, first and foremost is asking that question is like, how do I want my day to go? And what do I want my day to look like and feel like in my morning? What's my ideal morning look like? And the more that we're intentional about that vision and then setting that intention is, I want my day to start with something with nourishment. I want to start with peace and calm and with things that put my mind, my body, my spirit into a space where it isn't just a free-for-all. We'll just see how it goes. It's an intentional decision and creation of what goes into your mind and what goes into your body and what goes into your spirit.
And what does that take for you? Like when you talk about intention and that decision point, like I am going to decide in advance that my day looks like this or feels like that. Does that work start the night before, the day before? What does that look like?
Yes, yes, and yes, love.
Yes.
It's like you've just answered it all. But it is that exactly what you just said, love. It's a decision. Because we've already heard this advice 1,000,008 times. So here it is 1,000,009. It's like having a morning ritual or morning power hour or something. But great advice doesn't change your life. What changes your life is a decision. And you just hit on it, is decide, how will I start my day? And an important decision I made a few years ago myself was, I start my day with nourishment, and that's my key word that guides me.
I love that word.
Nourish me, right?
Yeah.
That means for me, I don't start my day on my smartphone. And even though I use my smartphone for my alarm clock, I literally turn it off, set my phone down, and for me, get into prayer and reading of something that nourishes my mind, my spirit, and I start my day with me. I heard years ago this great statement that says, meet with God before you meet with the world. And you might say, meet with yourself, meet with God before you go meet with the world. And these little smartphones that we have, these mini computers, what we don't realize is that everything is energy. And when you check your phone, right, many people still laying in bed, we're on our smartphone. Now, we're not wrong for this, but the minute you look at that phone and you see, say, 3 or 4 or 5 texts have come on, I'm gonna check them real quick. That's the biggest lie of our smartphones, the real quick. You look at 4 or 5 texts. Well, imagine those 4 or 5 people, because their energy's now with you, has just come into your bedroom. And then you check email and there's 17, even if you don't even read the email, but enough like micro nanosecond to check it out. And then you check Instagram, Facebook. Many people are literally, before they're even out of bed, they have the energy of 75 people in their bedroom. That's a big meeting to have first thing out of the gate, right?
In our
that's
pajamas.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so it's just being aware of, no, I start my day with me, and in my case, me with God, before I meet with the whole world. And so those things, again, that are nourishing, but back to what you just said, it's a decision. You can hear this advice all day long, but decide, how does my day begin?
What a powerful illustrative example, though, to think of, because we don't think of those people through the screen as actual people. Like, I'm convinced that, you know, we'd be so much better off if we realized what we were actually trying to do in terms of connection, and you describe it as energies that you're letting in. We've got to gatekeep that better. Do you think this is something, Tiffany, as you talk about that nourishing start, do you notice the benefits right away, or do you need kind of a swell of momentum, like slow drips, to actually fully feel the effects of that?
Well, sometimes I feel it and sometimes I don't, and that's the power of a habit. Meaning that sometimes it's just like, sometimes you feel like working out, sometimes you don't, but you always feel grateful after you've done it. And so some of the days, like when I'm reading or doing some journaling and getting connected very first thing, I will feel that like, oh gosh, I feel better.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's small and sometimes it's profound.
Yeah.
But whether the feelings are big or small, it's the habit of, again, I'm steering my ship intentionally. Because your mind creates your mood. Most people don't realize that, but you're feeling what you're thinking. And so if first thing you're thinking thoughts that are more heavy or negative, or oh my gosh, this, or I'm scrolling this, or I saw this stressful email in my, in my email, and now I'm jacked on that. It's like, great, I've just started my day already with my adrenaline up, or my this or that. And so again, you make decisions and you get really protective, Brooke, of your morning. Like literally it's like a sacred territory of who's allowed in my bedroom. Most of us wouldn't allow most of the world in our bedroom. And so you think about, I'm going to protect my space, my physical space, but also my emotional space. And that will make the biggest difference to your morning and therefore your day.
And to that intentionality, I decided a long time ago, or I discovered a long time ago, that it's not, pajama days aren't bad. To have the lazy kick, but I needed to call them out and say, this is going to be a day, to that intentionality, when we're going to lounge in our PJs, we're going to watch a little more TV than usual. And something about making that intentional decision, it doesn't feel as yucky at the end of the day if I've done nothing, because I set out to do nothing, right? We can have those day breaks, they just have to be purposeful.
I love that.
Tiffany, we love you. Where can we get more from you, sister?
You can find me on Instagram at Tiff Peterson, or my website's tiffanyspeaks.com.
We'll link you from our website. Thanks so much.
Good to see you.